Sir, you want to record? It is okay.
All right. Can everyone see me?
Yes, we can see you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having Cure over to your group to speak about our project and all of the things that we have been doing over the past several months. So my name is Jake Beckley. I am the founder and CEO of Cure Token. And also, I am the chairman of the board for the Beckley Foundation, which is a nonprofit charity that was created to help fund pediatric cancer, which is childhood cancer research and build awareness. And, Cure Token is a result of everything I have done for many years in the charity aspect. So I started the foundation in 2016, but I had been raising money for charity for several years before that. So I think my first event was in 2011. And since the start of the foundation, through the foundation and my efforts, I've been able to raise over $1 million that went to research and direct family support. Now, the reason that Cure exists is because during the pandemic, which we all suffered during the pandemic, but during the pandemic, fundraising became very difficult to do. We were not able to fundraise for our charity in the traditional methods or means that we had done previously. So we weren't able to have fundraisers or silent auction items and raffles and parties. We had to pivot. So my day job I work as an executive inside of a marketing innovation technology company. So I live inside with technology all day long. And I became interested in blockchain last year, but I had been in blockchain for many, many years. But I became interested in the smaller types of blockchain projects. And I realized that the foundation needed to pivot, and my passions in technology and philanthropy came together to form Cure. And now Cure Token is a project that has been very successful. We have developed an immense amount of new technology, which we are providing to other projects. And I'll talk a lot about all of those different types of technologies. But first off, just like every project in the crypto space, you have to go through different stages. And we've done all of those stages. So, we were listed on, I think Gecko was our first listing. Then we were listed on CoinMarketCap. Then we got an audit through CertEC, which is another major milestone. And then we've just done more and more. So we introduced staking on our token, which gives 40%, APY for staking tokens for a year, which is a significant amount of reward. We've also developed new technology, one of which is called Cure Pay, which allows people to easily buy Cure Token without knowing anything about cryptocurrency. You don't need to know what a wallet is or an exchange or pancake swap. So it's an easy on-ramp for people to get into the project. And it's just like you're buying a pair of shoes online or buying some article of clothing online. It's an e-commerce experience. And the result is you earn and own Cure Token from your purchase. We've also been listed on a centralized exchange, and that exchange is LBank. So you can find us there as well. And, outside of that, at the core, our utility is a charity project. However, we are building future utilities that are going to grow our project faster and farther than any other project. One of these utilities is CurePay. So we are going to be licensing that to other projects so that they can have the benefits of people being able to easily buy into the BSC space, which is a very difficult thing to do. So, excuse me, CurePay is one of our utilities now. Our second utility is a product which is called CureChain. And CureChain is a revolutionary product. This is something that's going to change the way research is done in the world. And this is everywhere throughout the world. So real quick, I'll tell a story about how CureChain came to be and where it's going over the next few days and weeks and months here. So also during the pandemic, it became apparent to me that, we are able to come out with a vaccine very quickly, and it's able to be, readily accessible and available shortly thereafter. And, when you think about that and you break that down into why that was able to occur, you realize that it was a few different contributing reasons that enabled it to happen. One was that researchers and research around the world stopped working in little pockets and silos and started to collaborate and work together. The second thing was that they had access to much more data and much more real-time data than ever before. And this was data that came in from governments, health organizations, hospitals, researchers, but as well, all of us. And it came in through our social media activity and our ability to volunteer and provide that data up through the system. And the third criteria here was that, people were motivated. The researchers were motivated to come out with a vaccine. And in the case of the pandemic, it was a fear tactic, a fear motivation that they didn't know how bad it would be. And they didn't want it to affect them or those people around them. So CureChain is taking all of that and replicating it and applying it to research. So we are building a dynamic NFT blockchain. And it may not be our own blockchain, but it might ride on the rails of an existing blockchain. But the concept is that it's a dynamic NFT that holds data, not visual images, such as rotating logos and videos and pings. It's data. And we put our data into this blockchain. The result is that as that NFT gets utilized and accessed and it gets larger and larger, I or you, as the owner of that data, get rewarded through the usage of that data. And then researchers are able to get access to lots of data, much more data than they currently have today. And then the third variable was the ability to be motivated at the end of the day. And I believe that through Cure, we're going to be able to motivate researchers from a community-driven effort to fund specific categories of research that all of us feel is important to each of us. And that'll be done through the support of Cure. The volume we create will go to fund additional research. So there's a lot in that concept, but this is the future of Cure Token. It's going to be CureChain. But that doesn't mean everything else doesn't matter. Everything does. So CurePay is going to be a big differentiator for us and for the BSC space in general, because that's going to allow for projects to onboard people easily. So you can see that we have a very strong technology roadmap, and we are putting a lot of effort into that roadmap to take us to that next level. But our roadmap does not only exist in technology. We have a roadmap on the marketing side. Our project resonates a lot more outside of crypto than it does inside of crypto. And because of that, we are spending a lot of time doing podcasts and getting listed in medical journals and articles. That's where we're taking this, is to go more mainstream with this project so that everyone will hear about Cure and know about what we're working to accomplish. We've also done some very big things from a marketing perspective this year. So here in the United States, there is a organization called NASCAR, which is a race organization, so race cars. We are sponsoring a race car this year in NASCAR, which is the biggest and best organization for racing in the U.S. So we are sponsoring colleague race team and driver Noah Gregson. And our first race is going to be in September, which is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So there's a very good tie-in with all of that. But with that comes a lot of eyeballs and a lot of awareness around what we're trying to do here and what Cure Token is and what it stands for. So we expect that through this sponsorship and partnership, that Cure Token will reach new all-time highs because of the amount of people coming into the project who are hearing about it. So outside of NASCAR, we are also doing a video which will be on all American Airlines flights for the month of May and June. So anytime somebody flies on American Airlines, they will see our video when they connect to the Wi-Fi. That's a very big deal, and a lot of exposure will come out of that sponsorship. So this is a great thing as well. But outside of that stuff, our roadmap also consists of tactics to engage our community and keep them, excited and get new people coming in. So we have developed an NFT promotion, and it's centered around our NASCAR sponsorship. The promotion is called Race for a Cure. With this NFT, and when you buy one of these NFTs, you are entered into a lottery where you can win really big prizes. And these prizes will be available as we get through all the different targets of the sweepstakes, the lottery. And I want to share my screen real quick. And I want to share, kind of what this looks like and talk through it, because I'm really excited about, what this is, what we're doing. And let's pull it up so you can all see it. Everyone should be able to see my screen right now. I hope. Is that a thumbs up from anyone?
Yes, we can see your share screen right now.
Great. Well, then let me walk you through this. This is really cool. So this promotion, we have 280 NFTs sold currently. But with this NFT, or with this promotion, you can buy one of these NFTs for 0.15 BNB, or you can pay with a credit card. But every time that we hit one of these targets, which right now we're at target 1, all those prizes open up. And I'm going to start here at the bottom. So we just ran this promotion on 3/1 when we reached 250 NFTs. And we gave away NASCAR tickets. We gave away 2 other things, a PS5 and an iPhone Pro 13. And as we reach each of these targets, we get new prizes, which we're going to raffle off. And anyone who owns an NFT is eligible to win one of these things. The next target is going to be an iPad Pro, another PS5, and an iPhone 13. And then the prizes go up from there. And inevitably, we get to the point where you can win a car. And then the highest tier, you can win one of the highest end cars, which is a Camaro ZL1. These are really big prizes. And for those of you who do not live in the United States, you will get, if you win, you will get the equivalent US dollar value of these prizes. So you could keep the money, or you can acquire the prize on your own very easily in your native region and country. So this is a very cool and big promotion that we're running. We're very excited about this. The second thing that we're doing is we are giving away a motorcycle. And I want to show you that as well. We are raffling off a custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle, which is this bike right here. You can see it. It's a very beautiful bike. And it's branded with CUK token, but it's an entirely custom bike. And it has a lot of different features, a lot of different upgrades and all that. And the way you can enter into this raffle is through US dollar. $20 will get you into this raffle to win the bike. So very cool there. And then while I have my screen up, I wanted to talk about CurePay. And CurePay, as I mentioned, is a simple, easy way to buy into CUK token. So what this is it's a easy on-ramp to convert a US dollar into CUK token. And it's as simple as entering in the amount of CUK token that you would like to buy. You agree to the terms, you check out, you end up on a checkout page, you hit pay, and that's it. And now you will see that you are taken to, let me show you, our chart. And then on the bottom of our chart, you will see in a second here, a new transaction will come up. And it was that simple. You know, you were able to buy CUK token and have it hit our chart, and you can access it through a custom dashboard, which I will show you here. Let's log out of that account and let's log back in. And that's it. Now you can see all the transactions that you've done. So you can see here, you can see our current chart and all of that. So really exciting. This product is going to be revolutionary, not just for our project, but for all other projects, because we are going to allow other projects to use this technology. And yeah, so this is very exciting for us. So I'll pause there and turn it back over to the team here, because I've covered off on a lot, and I want to have the option for people to ask questions, because as you know, we're going to be giving away $50 today in US dollars to the 5 best questions that come out. But before we get to that, I want to turn it back over to the moderators to take it from here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob, for the explanation of the project. Now, jadi begini rekan-rekan, Mr. Jacob ini dengan project Cure-nya itu dia akan mengembangkan sebuah project charity dalam hal pengembangan teknologi di bidang penelitian cancer. Dan nanti untuk roadmap-nya bisa dilihat di webnya. Kemudian cara transaksi pembelian tokennya juga bisa dilihat di webnya. Kemudian satu hal yang menarik tadi adalah tentang NFT. Cure menjual NFT, kemudian dari hasil NFT-nya itu nanti akan digunakan untuk mensupport project-nya. Dan yang menarik adalah di situ tadi ada hadiah kalau nggak salah. Is it right, Mr. Jacob, that there is a grand prize for buying NFT, such a motorcycle and car, right?
Yeah, sort of. The NFT, you can win iPhones, brand new iPhones, iPads, MacBook Pro computers, laptops. You can also win BNB, You can win Cure token. You can win 2 cars, and just lots of prizes. And we constantly are drawing raffles along the way for anyone who holds an NFT. So, for example, we are going to be giving away $500, 500 US dollars through a lottery for all existing NFT holders. And that's going to happen very soon. And on Thursday, we are giving away an iPhone 13 Pro to a winner of a holder of a single NFT. And that is going to take place in an AMA on Thursday, but you have to be present in order to be eligible to win, and you need to own 1 NFT at least. And then you will be entered into that lottery.
Okay, Jacob, thank you. Can I ask you about the NFT? So, can you explain to us in this group where can we buy the NFT and what benefits for the person who get the NFT? Is it possible to do staking with the NFT?
Not staking, but we do have reflections. So I just dropped a link in the chat, which just got removed. But if you go to, well, I don't know how to add it there, but it's raceforacure.com/NFT. You will see the entire website there. So the way that this works is by owning the NFT, you will get 20% reflections. So it's not much, but reflections are great to come into holders. Additionally, 10% goes to support the charity, the efforts we're trying to do to help families and further progress in research. 40% of it goes to liquidity to help our project continually grow. And then 30% of this prize pool, or of the dollars accumulated, goes to the prize pool in order to award these large prizes to people. So there's a real benefit to owning the NFT, but also there's a benefit in that you may win one of the prizes. So that's a great benefit. It's almost as if, it is like a raffle, or like a sweepstakes or raffle, very similar to that. But yes, there are rewards for owning an NFT.
Okay, thank you, Jacob. So, if we buy the NFT, so we go to raceforacure.com. That's right.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Mr. RKB, can you continue the question, please?
Okay, thank you. I think Cure is really good project. I like hearing that for the pandemic, I think that cancer is really need to be cancer. My question is, sir, sorry. I think United States government, I think, has a lot of amount to develop such kind of cancer technology. My question is, how do you work with government to develop by developing this token?
Good question. So the future of this, as I mentioned, is Cure Chain. And, Cure Chain, well, first off, the governments and health organizations and pharmaceutical companies, healthcare providers, that group is not going to cure cancer. They're not motivated or incentivized to cure cancer. There is so much money that revolves around the economy to keep that alive, keep cancer as a thing. Pharmaceutical companies, for example, are not going to create cures for diseases. They are going to treat a disease so that they can prolong their revenue stream that comes in to support their business. So there's no motivation to create a cure. The only way we're going to create cures for all diseases, and it doesn't matter what it is, any kind, whether it be cancer or diabetes or heart disease, all of that is going to come from private sector, meaning private individuals are going to fund it, give the money to make that happen. And Cure Chain is kind of bringing all of that together so that cures can come from the bottom up as opposed to the top down. So this is really important concept because we really need to to fund more research and better research, and that needs to be driven, and decisions need to be made by the community, you and I, not by pharmaceutical companies or government organizations. It needs to come from the people. And that's what Cure Chain is developing, is the mechanism for that to occur from the bottom up. So I'm super excited about Cure Chain because it really is the future of not just our project, but it's the future of how the world operates and thinks about just research in general. And I'll pause there again. And if anyone has questions, they can type them in the chat, correct?
Oke, jadi kalau ada yang rekan-rekan di sini yang mau bertanya, silahkan ditulis di chat atau silahkan bertanya langsung kepada Mr. Jacob. Kalau pengen diterjemahkan juga nanti bisa kita terjemahkan. Oke? Please,
yang pertama ini Mas RKB, ada Mas Arhan Hafiz Maulana ingin menanyakan secara langsung.
Dibuka aja.
Silakan Mas. Oke, silakan Mas Arhan, sudah dibuka.
Cek. Yep. Hello Mr. Jacob.
Hello.
Good night from Indonesia.
Thank you, Arhan. How are you doing?
I have some question, Mr. First, your presentation is very good. I also in website many collaboration. So full. I have many questions. First, the Indonesian market is very large. Will there be follow up AMA in Indonesian community, sir? Next, do you have plan to listing in Indonesian checks maybe, Indodax or Toko Crypto maybe? And then are you already an Indonesian community crypto? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Arhan, for the questions. Let me first say that the Indonesian community has been very loyal and very supportive and helpful for what this project is, what Cure is. You all hopefully know Tofik, who is on here today. He has been with the project almost since day one, and he's been so helpful to get us involved with other Indonesians and the Indonesian community. We do have a chat within Telegram, which is an Indonesian chat, which is all about Cure Token. We also rely on the Indonesian community for support in helping us get our message out to the masses, to more people through Twitter and through Telegram. And that's been instrumental to the success of Cure. We do have plans to do much more in Indonesia, but also all of Asia. Asia in its totality is a very significant population, a very significant crypto community. And we need to break out bigger into those communities. And we need everyone's help to do that. We need all of your help to do that. So it's through these types of AMAs and these conversations that we're having that I feel is going to help take our project to that next level. You know, this is a long-term project. This is, you know, I am fully doxed. You know, everyone knows everything about me. You know, I'm not going anywhere. This is my life to make this project a success. But I can't do that alone. So it comes down to people that support the project. It comes down to the community that embraces the project. And the Indonesian community is exactly that. It's one of those that we need your support to help take Cure Token to that next level. So thank you for those questions, Arhan. And hopefully I answered all of the three that you asked. But let's see what other questions we may have. I did see in the chat that there were a couple questions here, and I just want to make sure I don't miss or neglect any of them.
Okay, maybe do you have a follow-up to AMA in Indonesian community next, maybe?
That's a great idea. Yeah, great idea, Arhan. You know, we have, you know, a great community in Indonesia, Cure community. We have over 800 members in that community, and they're fairly active. You know, we have a lot of people who, as I said, want to participate in Cure and believe in Cure. So we need to do much more around AMAs, talking about our project and bringing people in and communicating what we're doing, what we have done, and what our future is. So it's super important that we build strong communities. And as I said, the Indonesian community has been vital to the success of Cure, and not just to get us to where we are, but to help us go to that next level. It's going to come down to these types of communities, and not just Indonesian, but all different types of communities. But I want to say thank you to the Indonesian community for all of the support for the past several months. It's been great to get as much support as we have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob.
Thank you. Okay, and I see.
Okay, Mr. Jacob, and the second question is from the Radio Caca. You know, they asked about how they built the community for this Cure.
Yeah, it's been a long road to build the community. You know, when we started the project, you know, we had no community. But what we do is we build it organically. You know, little by little, we bring in someone and bring in someone else. And a lot of this is from word of mouth. So just talking about our project and having our community members talk about our project. We have something unique here, and I think that's what people are attracted to. This project is doing things differently than a lot of other projects out there. You know, as I mentioned earlier, we are resonating and doing a lot outside of the crypto community. And we are continually bringing people into our community to make it bigger and stronger. And, you know, we are, you know, we're not done. You know, this is just the beginning of Cure. We're a very young project that has accomplished a lot, that has a lot more coming and a lot more on the horizon. So this is, as I said, a long-term project, and community is what is going to keep it going and going to keep people engaged. So we run, to keep people engaged, we run promotions and contests and give money away and prizes, because that keeps people into a project. But we're also spending a lot of time bringing new people into the project. And that is through marketing in Telegram and Twitter. It's through doing other types of mainstream promotions and advertising, as well as doing traditional articles and podcasts and things like that, which are just mainstream, not necessarily crypto. So we're doing a lot of different things, but at the core, the community has grown because of word of mouth. It's just talking about the project will bring new people into the project.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob. And then the third question from the All Goes to Real. They have he has two questions. First, what is CURE plan in the future to further develop CURE projects other than the current projects? And the second question is there a CURE plan to respond to help people in Indonesia because during this pandemic?
Yeah, great questions. So the plan for CURE is to be, a project like we are, but to become a much more stable project. And that happens through bringing people in, creating consolidation of the chart, and then growing. That's the phase that we're in right now. And that is just like, other crypto projects, everybody does that. But our differentiator is what we're doing to take this project to that next level. And that is CURE Chain. It's utility like CURE Pay. It's promotions and sweepstakes, which are larger than any other promotion and sweepstakes out there. These are big promotions. And we're doing a lot of these things to make our project stronger, bring in more people, and take us to that next level. So there's a lot around, all of that, those initiatives to take our project to the next level. But CURE Chain, which is the research blockchain, that is our differentiator. That's going to take us to an entirely different spectrum of no longer being a project that just exists in Binance and BNB in the BSC space. This is going to be the catalyst that's going to take us to a very high level of credibility among all the largest projects in the world. So that is the future state, which we feel is going to make CURE token stronger, more stable, and be here for a very long time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob. And then the next question is from Agus Dharma. This is a long-term project. What are the advantages for long-term holders? Can you explain that?
So yes, this is a long-term project. This is a project that, is very young right now. I think we are 5, maybe 6 months old at this point. We launched in September, which is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And we've had a lot of success throughout that early time period. Our long-term vision for this project is that we are here for many, many years. This is a project that will continue to grow. We will continue to develop new technologies and new utilities to add value to shareholders, to the people that invest in our project. This project is absolutely a long-term project. We went from a 200,000 market cap to a $56 million market cap in only a couple months, if that, might have been less. We will definitely exceed our all-time high at one point, and that will happen. And that's going to come down to all of the initiatives that we are putting in place, all of the technologies that we are developing. And we have a long-term strategic plan to get us to the next all-time high. And it may not be, days from now, and it may not be a week from now. It probably won't be. But what I can tell you is that long-term, this project is going to get there. And it just comes down to how fast we achieve all of the different goals that we have set ahead of us. And then we will be there. So this is definitely a long-term investment that you buy and you forget about, and then come back in 6 months or come back in 1 year. And you will be very pleased with the results. So I'm confident that that will occur because we are putting in so much effort all over the place to make this project a success. And with the amount of effort that we put in and continue to put in, we will achieve success. So stay with this project long term, and I believe I believe you will be happy. Obviously, all investments are at risk. Not anything is guaranteed, but what I can guarantee is that I will continue to put in a significant amount of effort to try to take this project to that next level and be a success for everyone.
Great, Mr. Jacob. And then the next question is from Wiki VM. According to the roadmap, what are your most important next priorities? Does your team have enough funds and strong community to achieve those milestones?
Yeah, so our next major priorities are getting our utilities into the hands of other projects so that we can have an additional revenue stream coming into the project outside of our traditional tokenomics. That's going to create much more stability for the project. So we're putting a lot of effort into that, into making CurePay work for other projects. Because when it works for other projects, it's going to be working for Cure Token. So funds raised through CurePay will directly affect the Cure Token project. And that's great, because then we don't rely solely on our tokenomics, which is set at 4% for marketing at the moment. The other thing is, yes, we have the funds to support all of our other initiatives. We are, obviously spending a lot with NASCAR. We're spending a lot on traditional marketing, and that it's not cheap, but we are using funds to do that, to get more people into our project and more mainstream people into our project. And then finally, CureChain is where we're making the most significant investment of time. We feel that that is our differentiator, and that's where we're putting our effort. We're doubling down on CureChain because that's going to be the future of Cure Token.
Great, Mr. Jacob. So the next question, so a lot of questions in here. From Mau Apa, he has two questions. First is it targeting only childhood cancer or any other disease? Because in Indonesia, doesn't have much that cancer as in the USA has, which attack up to 14 years old kid. And what country you are targeting at?
Yeah, great question. So, my life has been revolving around pediatric cancer personally. So that's what I care about. However, today this project is about pediatric cancer, and you're right, it does affect more people in the US and Europe than it does in Asia. And a lot of that comes down to our diets, genetics, our behaviors, other types of motivators. But Cure Token, while it was started as a token to support pediatric cancer, it is growing beyond that to support all catastrophic and deadly diseases in children. And then it'll eventually get to the point where it supports all catastrophic and deadly diseases in humans. We want Cure to be the project that is not centered on a singular focus, but a holistic focus. I personally will never lose my mission and goal in life to support pediatric cancer, but Cure Token, I hope, will scale larger to the point where we can support all types of disease, not just cancer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob. And then from Ega, what is the developer strategy to attract new holders?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different tactics and strategies that are underway. The first issue and the problem today is that we are in a down market, and it's not just our project, but it's all projects. Bitcoin is down, BNB, Binance is down. Everything is affected by economics, by world crisis, by a potential large-scale war. All of these things contribute to the price action and activity of cryptocurrency. And CURE token is not sidelined from that. It is part of that. So the long-term strategy to bring people in is right now about building stronger community, engaging our existing community and growing organically. When we hit another bull market, a bull market meaning cryptocurrency is all of it on a rise, we are going to over-invest in our marketing, both digital and traditional, to capitalize on that. So right now, we are focused on community, and we're focused on consolidation, and we're focused on building better and new technology. All of those things are going to help us reach that next level when the market goes into an upward trend. So we are investing right now in the people and investing in technology and investing in the future of CURE. So all of that is how we're going to continue to build our community and make it a stronger community for the future.
Great. And then repeating question for all goes to real. With you, sir, making this CURE, I really appreciate it. It really helps the pure what makes CURE believe in the success of this project.
Well, I think there's a number of answers for that. One of which I think is once we bring people into our community, they become loyal. They become advocates of what we're doing here. That is a testament to what we're building, that we can bring people in and they believe in what we're doing and what we want to accomplish. It's through that community that we are going to become a better project. And additionally, as I said, I am fully doxed, so I am video doxed. Everyone knows everything about me, where I work, where I live, what I drive. I mean, I'm not hiding anything. This is a long-term project that is built around the singular idea that we can do good while allowing people the opportunity to make money. And I believe that those two things can work together. And that is what CURE is. So the future of CURE is very strong. And I believe that the community is what's going to help us take this to that next level.
Great. And then the last two questions from Habshit. As we know, the investor goal is money. What do you do so that this token grows organically for a long time and avoids the game of whales who buy during pre-sale, then after profit they leave the project?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, cryptocurrencies in general, people want to make money. That's why it exists. That's why people buy into a project, is because they want to make money. That's fine. That's what everybody does. We also provide the charity aspect, which says, you can put your money here. We will do everything we can to make more money for you, but at the same time, you're also helping others. That's a great thing, great benefit to being in this community. The other thing is, while people are here to make money, we have a responsibility to continually grow our project. When all projects start, they get early investors. It's every project gets it, whether it's through pre-sale or it's through a fair launch that happens in minutes, an hour. But there's always people who buy in very early, and then they sell out over time. That's a good thing for a project, that they sell out, because you want to consolidate your holders and get rid of the early whales over time so that you consolidate your project. Because once you get to that point of saturation where it is consolidated, you now have a lot of new buys, smaller buys coming into the project along the way, that now the project is at a position where it can scale, because you don't have whales that own 1% of the project or more in some cases. So as they sell out, it consolidates the holders, consolidates the token allocation with a lot and distributes it with a lot of other holders. And then we can scale it from there. And that's the point that we've been getting to. And I'm pleased that we're at the point now where I feel that that's occurred, and now the big whales have exited, and now it's a great time to get into the project because now we're going to that next level of the next phase of the project. So what I feel is that we're at that point right now, and we have all of the right things in place to make this project a long-term success. So it just seems to me that now is the time to get in because things are at the right moment in time, and we have a scaled plan to take us to all-time highs in the future. So it's a very exciting time right now for CURE.
Great, thank you. And then the last question, Mr. Jacob, from Ayu Doang. This token has a charity project, but also have another project outside IT. How to convince the investor the fund can be properly allocated?
Yeah, so a couple things. So obviously there's the project, the crypto, and then there's the foundation. And the way this works in the US is that any money that comes into a foundation as a registered 501c3 foundation has to be transparent. And it is. So you can see on the foundation side, any money that has gone into it, you can see where all of that has gone. We have supported direct family support, which means, helping, we paid rent, we've done car payments, we've helped with travel arrangements to hospitals, we've helped with medical costs. We've done a lot, and we're continuing to do that a lot on that roadmap. The vision of what the foundation accomplishes is strong, and it's accountable. So on the CURE token side, we are doing everything we can to make the project grow, and that comes down to funds coming in and then being allocated in smart ways. And we do have a strategy of how that gets spent. So we look at everything from a return on investment perspective, or ROI, to make sure that every dollar we spend on marketing or initiatives to help build the project further and take it further is being spent wisely. So that goes into things like our NASCAR sponsorship and other forms of sponsorship that we do, other types of marketing in and outside of crypto. And I feel we have a very strong team that's helping drive and making those decisions on how we do things, when we do things, and making sure that we don't lose sight of our long-term goal, and everything we do works toward that from a financial perspective. So we do have a lot of some pretty high bills, for a project of our size, but we also feel that these expenses are going to come with it a great reward for the project. So that's why we are taking the risk to spend money in the way that it might be expensive, but we feel it's going to have a big reward for the holders at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you. And then I hope CURE token have a great project for the future. Thank you for coming here, Jacob. It's an honor for us that you have taken the time to be here. Thank you very much. And then lastly, is there any closing word from you for this group before I come back to Mr. RKB?
I will close by saying that I am just thankful to have this opportunity to come and speak with all of you. I thank Tofik for setting this up, making the arrangement to have this opportunity. I do feel, as I said, that the Asian community and the Indonesian community is the future of CURE. That is how we are going to scale this project to that next level, is through reaching new audiences, and new audiences that want to make money and want to do good at the same time. So I'm confident that we will get there, but I just want to say thank you for having us on, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Jacob. I hope CURE token has a great project for the next future. Okay,
Thank you.
Mas RKB, can you continue?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob, and thank you for all community here. Mr. Jacob, the member of community here is mod, developer token, and also holder. And I hope in the future we will work together, and it's not the last time you get AMA here.
Mm.
And for everyone here, thank you. And for the good question will be rewarded by Mr. Jacob, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I appreciate that. And
Yes.
I just said appreciate that. I thank you for the great questions. And I do have to run to a meeting, but I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. And Tofik will manage the questions from here.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jacob. And
Thank you.
goodbye. See you next time.
Thank you,
All
Mr.
right. Take care.
Jacob.
Bye.
Have pleasure to you.